ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् अस्मद्गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः। श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्तगोचरन्तमगोचरम् गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहं। दुर्लभं त्रयमेवैतद् देवानुग्ररहेतुकं मनुष्यत्वं मुमुक्षुत्वं महापुरुषसंश्रयः लब्ध्वा कथञ्चित् नरजन्म दुर्लभम् तत्रापि पुंस्त्वं श्रुतिपारदर्शनम् यस्त्वात्वमुक्त्येन यतेतमूढधीः सह्यात्महा स्वं विनिहत्य सद्ग्रहात्। पठन्तु शास्त्राणि यजन्तु देवान् कुर्वन्तु कर्माणि भजन्तु देवताः। आत्मैक्यबोधेन विना विमुक्तिः न सिद्ध्यति ब्रह्मशतान्तरेऽपि। चित्तस्य शुद्धये कर्म न तु वस्तूपलब्धये वस्तुसिद्धिर्विचारेण न किञ्चित् कर्म कोटिभिः। अतो विचारः कर्तव्यः जिज्ञासोरात्मवस्तुनः। समासाद्य दया सिन्धुं गुरुं ब्रह्मविदुत्तमम्। अधिकारिणामाशास्ते फलसिद्धिर्विशेषतः उपाया देशकालाद्याः सन्त्यस्मिन् सहकारिणः। साधनान्यत्र चत्वारि कथितानि मनीषिभिः येषु सत्स्वेव सन्निष्ठा यदभावेन सिद्ध्यति। आदौ नित्यानित्यवस्तु विवेकः परिगण्यते इहामुत्र फलभोगविरागस्तदनन्तरम्। शमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्। ब्रह्म सत्यं जगन्मिथ्या इत्येवं रूपविनिश्चयः। सोऽयन्नित्यानित्यवस्तु विवेकः समुदाहृतः तद्वैराग्यं जिहासाय दर्शनश्रवणादभिः। देहादिब्रह्मपर्यन्ते ह्यनित्ये भोगवस्तुनि। विरज्य विषयव्रातात् दोषदृष्ट्या मुहुर्मुहुः स्वलक्ष्ये नियतावस्था मनसः शम उच्यते. Okay, so last time I think we had come up to आदौ नित्यानित्यवस्तु विवेकः परिगण्यते इहामुत्र फलभोग विरागस्तदनन्तरं शमादिषट्कसम्पत्तिः मुमुक्षुत्वमिति स्फुटम्. Okay, so I think this is where we had stopped and we said we'll start the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti in the next class. So, as Acharya is opening out the topic is Jnana. Okay, it is Atma Vidya or Brahma Vidya. But before Brahma Vidya, the eligibility criteria is a very important aspect. And hence, he starts with Adau Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. And Adau for what? Sadhananyatra Chatvari Katitani Manishivihi Yeshu Satsveva Sannishta Yad Abhave Na Siddhyati. So, without or in the absence of Sadhananyatra Chatvari, the 4 Ds, one cannot achieve moksha. So even if it is not the direct reason, it is one of the enabler to come to your goal. And hence, we can't avoid this sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. And hence, it starts with, he has given the names. First is Adau Vivekaha Pariganyate. Vivekaha of what? Nityavastu cha Anityavastu. The ability to discriminate what is Nityavastu and Anityavastu. And what is Nityavastu? Nitya Ekam Brahma Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Why Brahma is Nitya Ekam? Because it is the only independent Vastu which does not depend on anything. And what about the rest? The rest depends upon this Nitya Vastu. And hence the rest are called Anitya Vastu. Okay. Now, why does Brahma not depend on anything? Huh? Brahma should depend on us. If we do not think about Brahma, where does Brahma exist? Correct or wrong? So who is Nitya Vastu now? We or Brahma? And the answer is we. Why? Aham Brahma Asmi is what we are going to learn. So Ahameva Nitya Vastuhu, Brahmaiva Nitya Vastuhu. First you see Brahman as outside, then you see that it is as the Atma. That is what is that Jnana. So we consider Brahman as the Nitya Vastu, and that is the Nitya Vastu, because that Brahman is called Atma when it is referred to me. When it is referred to Samashti, it is called Brahman. That's all. Okay. And when that Brahman with gunas, it is called Ishvara. Saguna Brahma equal to Ishvara, Nirguna Brahma equal to Brahma. It is only certain words we use to communicate. Okay, right. Now, so first is Nitya Vastu, Anitya Vastu, Pariganyate. You have to count upon and first learn to segregate that. Okay, if I do not know that itself, then I am in a problem. So first we have to learn, we have to get that knowledge how to discriminate between Nitya Vastu and Anitya Vastu. Why such a thing is told? Why one should segregate Nitya Vastu and Anitya Vastu and then understand that Nitya Vastu is the Viveka? Why that is told? Because Nitya Vastu cannot independently exist. If you know that this is, for example, if I tell you this is gold, then you know this is gold, you will be ready to hold on to the gold and leave the rest. But here, चावल के साथ कंकड़ भी है, तो कंकड़ अलग करके चावल को निकालना है, उसमें you need your own ability, knowledge and skill to segregate this. And because they are mixed together, it is difficult to separate. So I should know the skill of separating it. Correct? If milk and water are mixed, can you separate it? That ability we don't have, that is why the milkman adds water. If we had the ability like Hamsa Pakshi, because it can go and it can just suck the milk and leave the water. It has that ability. Then how much ever he adds water doesn't matter. But we are not that Pakshi. So we have to now get that Viveka of, that is called Nira Kshira Viveka. To separate these two. What is water, what is milk, you should be able to separate. Anitya Vastu Niraha, Nitya Vastu Kshiraha. That ability to separate. Why? Because they come mixed. In every golden ornament, gold is present. So the Nitya Vastu gold is present in the Anitya Vastu called the ornament. So it is not separately there that I can go and pick it up. No, it is mixed up at all places, and I need my Viveka and the ability to mentally segregate it, not physically segregate. I can never segregate the gold and the ornament, but I can always have a view that I am looking at the gold and not at the ornament. Because ornament can come and go, but the ornament depends on the gold. Hence gold is the Nitya Vastu, the ornament becomes the Anitya Vastu. Is it clear? Because these two are mixed, you need your ability to discriminate, to see. Don't go by what is seen virtually there. You have to go a little behind it and try to segregate what is the Nitya Vastu in it, what is Anitya Vastu in it. And that is what हमें देखने का दृष्टिकोण, to change that is what is this Viveka. Okay. Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter it comes. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena natte grihyate. With abhyasa and vairagya you will get. Patanjali says in yoga also, Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. What? Chittavritti nirodha. Yoga's chittavritti nirodha. How to get the yoga? Abhyasa vairagyabhyam tannirodha. What is this abhyasa? Nitya nitya vastu viveka abhyasa. When abhyasa is said, you have to add a prefix to it. What is that abhyasa? Abhyasa is that skill. Abhyasa is the ability. Abhyasa is the constant effort put to achieve. Right? Achieve what? Nitya nitya vastu viveka. Is it clear? Because if that itself is wrong, if I do not know whether the road in which I am going is going to lead to my destination, then I have a problem now. So first I need to have the intelligence to find out which road will take me to my destination and then go by that road. So there is a segregation required here. And that segregation is Viveka, Nitya Vastu, Anitya Vastu. Is it clear? Okay. Then he says, once that comes, then Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viragaha Tad Anantaram. Why? Only when I know what is Nitya Vastu and Anitya Vastu, then I have a choice to hold on to one of them and drop the other one. If I hold on to the Nitya Vastu, I can happily drop the Anitya Vastu. Is it correct? When I happily drop the Anitya Vastu, what is this Anitya Vastu? Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viragaha. That is why after Viveka only Vairagyam can come. If Viveka itself is not there, the person, even if they stand in Shirasasanam, they will never get Vairagyam. Or even thousands of Janmas, they will not get Vairagyam. If Viveka has to be there first. You should know what to hold and what to drop. Hold on the baby and drop the water. It is the other way around. We throw the baby and hold on to the water. Wrapper पकड़ते, chocolate फेंक देते. Gold को छोड़ देते, ornament को पकड़ते. Wrapper को पकड़ते, chocolate को फेंक देते. That is not Viveka. Okay, so once we know what to hold on, then you will be clear what to drop. And once you know what to drop and you start dropping it, that is called Vairagya. Because that Vairagya is going to give Iha Phalabhoga, Amutra Phalabhoga, both are Anitya Vastu, and hence you have to drop it. And the moment you drop both, Iha Phalabhoga and Amutra Phalabhoga, it is called Vairagya. I don't need it. It is like going and telling that ocean, you please thank me, I am going to pour one bucket of water. The ocean will laugh at us or cry at us. When it is filled with water, you are saying, I am going to pour one more bucket of water. It is meaningless. Like that, if you have held on to the Nitya Vastu, the Anitya Vastu is very easy to drop. Because it has no meaning, it has no value, it has no relevance. The problem comes that we say we don't get Vairagya because we have not understood the Moola Karanam, that we don't have Viveka. We hold on to the Anitya Vastu, and as though like a Mahaviveki, we say we are not getting Vairagya. If you go and touch a 400 volt current live wire, then don't say it is, I am getting a shock. You will get a shock because you chose to go and touch it. If you touch that Anitya Vastu, 440 volt current, what are you going to get? Tell me. What is that 440 volt current which you are going to get if you touch this Anitya Vastu? Dukhamishritatvam, Atruptikaratvam and Bandhagatvam, all the three you will get. Yes, perfectly right. And hence, if these three are not in me, I am always Tripta, I don't feel there is a Bandhana by anything, I don't see Dukkha, then automatically it is Vairagya coming in full maturity, because I know I am holding on to what? The others don't make any meaning to me. Is that clear? बरोबर है. आपके पास बड़ा खजाना गोल्ड का दिया है, तो छोटा सा चीज अगर क्या चीज वो गया है नहीं है, डजंट मैटर. एक दो चार गाड़ियां निकल गई तो क्या प्रॉब्लम है? बड़ा खजाना गोल्ड का है ना मेरे साथ. तो these are all of no use. Like that we will learn to mature and leave it off. You know, children, when they are holding on to something that they are not ready to give, they don't understand the value of it. They have by mistake taken one 500 rupee note and they are holding it now. आप खींचेंगे तो वो फटने वाला है, आप खींचेंगे नहीं तो बच्चा मुंह में डालने वाला है, नाक में डालने वाला है. समथिंग दैट चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू डू नाउ. अभी आपका तो दक 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 ऑन द 500 रुपी नोट है. अब ये बच्चे का हाथ से कैसा छुड़ाएगा? कैसा छुड़ाएगा? Because if you try to pull, Atriptikaratvam, Dukhamishritatvam, Bandhagatvam, all the three are sitting there. Why? That 500 rupee note is Anitya Vastu for that child. Then what you have to do? Give it a Nitya Vastu. Some colorful which makes sound kili, something you give it. Immediately like a monkey it will drop this and hold on to that. That's what you have to do. Like that for this monkey, you have to give that Brahmanandam and drop the rest. That is called Vairagya. Iha Amutra Phala Bhoga Viraga. Is it clear? And then Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi Mumukshutvam Iti Sputam. So he has given curtain raiser Shamadhi Shatka Sampattihi and Mumukshutvam. So these are, he has just given the names. Now he is going into each and everything very clearly. What is first, which is called Viveka. Viveka is the short form. The full name of Viveka is N-A-V Viveka. Nitya Anitya Vastu Viveka. That is the full name. But we generally call like KVS Murthy. You don't say Krishna Swami and blah 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 blah, one full big name. You don't say KVS Murthy like that. Viveka we call. It is Nityanitya Vastu Viveka because just Viveka without that has no meaning. Viveka can be for anything, correct? But the context is Nitya Vastu, Anitya Vastu. That is clear. Okay. There. So what is this? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya iti evam rupaha vinishchayaha saha ayam nitya anitya vastu vivekaha samudahritaha. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Okay. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Jivo Brahmaiva Naparaha. Some other place he will say. Brahma Satyatvam is not enough. Jagan Mithyatvam is also required. Brahma Satyatvam is what? Nitya Vastu Vivekaha. Jagan Mithyatvam is Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Don't say Avivekaha. Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Nitya Vastu Vivekaha Brahma Satyam. Jagan Mithya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha. Both are wisdom. You need both the wisdom. Just Brahma Satyam wisdom is not enough. Jagan Mithyatvam wisdom is also required. Then only you will drop the Jagat and go to Brahma Satyatvam. Right? You will say, just because Bhagavad Pada is telling this, I don't believe it. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. He says Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya iti evam rupaha vinishchayaha. How many people agree to this? If you agree to whatever is said, then you are already Mukta Purusha, you don't need to come to the class. Simple, na? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya, if I know it, then the class is not required. I am already a Mukta Purusha. So how should I understand this Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya? What is the problem in accepting this? Or there is no problem? Adi Shankara has told, so he is the final authority. If he has told, भाई वो तो इतने बड़े हैं, तो I will agree. मैं घुटना टेक दिया, I will agree. Is that the situation? तुम कोएलिशन गवर्नमेंट में मत जाओ. Either as a unopposed या opposed opposition बोल के खड़ा रहो या for बोल के खड़ा रहो, किधर तो एक stand लो, then only it will work. सब लोग क्या बोलते हैं उसके बाद I also raise my hand मत करो. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Do you agree to this?
Yes, sir. I agree because Jagat is changing. So that is why it is anything which is Nitya is permanent. It does not change.
Anything which is?
Does not change. Is Satya. Yeah, and Mithya is because Jagat is changing every day. So that is why it is Mithya.
Okay.
But problem is basically we are transiting in this world. We haven't seen Brahman. So that is the only.
That is the only. No, that is the. There is nothing else other than that. Jagat, Mithya or Satyatvam, we can keep on talking. But this blessed Brahman, who knows about it? एक कुछ तो एक ऐसा, all these people are making some emperor's new clothes जैसा कुछ तो एक चीज को ब्रह्मन 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 बुला के ब्रेन वॉश कर दिया है, ये ब्रह्मन क्या है समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, जगत तो क्लियर है, ठीक है, मिथ्या है समझ में आ रहा है, ये ब्रह्मन का सत्यत्व भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Right now we will fake it and make it. Initial stage you will have to fake it and make it. Let's assume it is there. Why? Why do you need that? Because if everything is ever changing, there won't be stability. Something has to not change at all, because only from that perspective when you see, you will understand what is changing. If I want to know what is a lie, I have to know what is the truth. Then from the perspective of the truth only I can say this is a lie. Yes or no? Only when heads and tails are there, then with respect to the tails, the other side is heads. With respect to the heads, the other side is tails. Except for one exception is there. Anyone knows? अमिताभ बच्चन का सिक्का, वो दोनों साइड पे हेड्स ही था, टेल्स है ही नहीं उसमें. एक्सेप्ट फॉर दैट द नॉर्मल सिक्का में दोनों रहेगा, तो एक का बेस्ड ऑन दैट ओनली द अदर वन इज नोन ना. सेम वे ओनली व्हेन देयर इज अ नित्य वस्तु वी विल नो व्हाट इज अनित्य वस्तु. व्हेन देयर इज एन अनित्य वस्तु देन ओनली वी कैन नो दैट देयर इज अ नित्य वस्तु. इफ यू से दैट दिस इज परमानेंटली चेंजिंग with reference to that, what is not changing, then the question is, what is that cannot change? Let us go that way. We know for sure that Jagat is a delusion, it is an anitya vastu, it is a mithya vastu, it is dependent on XYZ. What is this XYZ it is dependent on is the question now. Which we call as Brahman, which is a Satyam we are saying. What is this reference point?
Jagat needs Aadhar for its existence.
Yeah, but so who is the Aadhar for Jagat?
Jagat is dependent on, so Jagat is dependent, and it is dependent on XYZ. So XYZ is the Aadhar.
So
What
is that XYZ?
That is Brahman.
See,
That is permanent.
Anman. This is where the question will come. If this is Jagat and it is ever changing, compared to a Brahman, it is ever changing. So is Brahman a hypothesis? Or Jagat is an hypothesis? Ato vicharah kartavyah, he has told. Says that inquiry, if it doesn't come, otherwise it is just brainwashing. We are all there to brainwash. And you will also accept and go. Doesn't make sense. If the world is ever changing, when you say, it is with reference to what I am asking. No, reference cannot be itself, right? It is changing. Who said it is changing?
You see it.
You see it. Okay. Now we have two entities who have come. There is a world which is ever changing, and I see it. That means I am out of the world. In this discussion, I have excluded me from the world which I am telling her, and that world is ever changing. Okay. Now, because everyone are saying it is ever changing and there is something which never changes called Brahman, I introduce something called Brahman. With respect to this Brahman, this world is ever changing. Now, how many entities are there? Tell me.
Three.
Ah,
Three.
ah. First is world, and the world is ever changing with respect to me. Now I introduce that changing world is ever changing based on one Brahman which is never changing. That Brahman is Shashwatam and world is changing. And that changing world I know because I am Shashwatam. If A equal to B and B equal to C, what does the logic say? I should be equal to Brahman. So Brahman is another word for me. Because if I am not there, who is the locus of all this, the world doesn't exist. To say the world exists, you need to be there. And you keep changing. When we say you, me, we are referring to Atma here, not the body. So with reference to that, the rest everything is changing. And to give a third person's perspective, we call that there is a Brahman. And then we say with respect to Brahman, the world is changing. And what is my position? I am an observer who is seeing the never changing Brahman and ever changing the world. So how many things are there now? 3 are there. And the next question is, if 3 are there, what is my situation? Am I part of Brahman or am I part of the Jagat? Am I ever changing or am I never changing now? That question will have to come now. And if you say I am ever changing, then with me myself changing, how can I say that the world is changing? When I am changing, correct? Are you able to get that logic? It's highly just logic. Hence, I should never change. In this dramabaji or the logic, I should never change. I am that fixed. With reference to me, there is a Brahman who is another fixed. And with reference to me and Brahman, there is something else which is changing. And then we go to say that there is only one thing in this world which encompasses everything, which is limitless. So obviously it becomes me and Brahman equal to 1. Because 2 cannot be there now. Hence to say, you always show it as a third person and then you convert that third person to first person. Aham Brahma Asmi. Do we understand? That later on we say. But first you understand it, there is one Brahman. Compared to that Brahman, everything else is changing. Then later on we convert and replace that Brahman to, and this is what Upanishad does. If you see Brahmananda Valli, it starts with Brahmavida apnoti param. Brahmavid apnoti param. Tadeshabhyukta satyam jnanamanantam brahma. Who is the focus person here? Satyam jnanam anantam brahma. Referring to whom now? Brahman. Correct? Yo veda nihitam guhayam parame vyoman. Who knows this is the only intelligent person. So oshnyute sarvan kaman saha. All his kamana gets satisfied. One who knows this, all his desires will get satisfied. Why? The rest of the desires are subservient to this one desire of knowing Brahman. Brahmana vipaschiteti. Having understood this Brahman, now the Upanishad has started playing the game. The next statement is Tasmadva etasmadatmana akasha sambhutaha. First 6 sentences I keep on telling Brahman, 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 Brahman. Suddenly in the 7th line I say from Akasha, from Atma everything has come, starting from Akasha. How did this third entity called Atma come? When I was there and this Brahman was there and Upanishad was teaching me about this Brahman, from where did this blessed Atma come? Do you understand this? And then only we come to know that the Shruti interchanges Brahman and Atman. Because Brahma eva Atma. Atma eva Brahman. Okay. And very clearly you see that from Brahman, Akasha, everything should come. Because Srishti Prakaranam should happen from Brahman. Will we dare to say that from me only this Akasha has come? Why? Because we look upon ourselves as this Thula Shariram, which is a product of all these. And the Shruti says that is Anitya Vastu Drishti. Look at the Nitya Vastu Atma. If that is the Brahman, from that Atma and Brahman only everything has come. And to add to it, that emphasis called Vai is put there. Tasmad Dva Etasmat. Tasmad Vai Etasmat. Indeed, from this Atma only all this has come. There is an emphasis on further given. What more you want? That is good. Shanka ka gunjaish hi nahi hai. No place for doubt. There is an emphasis given by the Shruti. Indeed, from this Atma only Akasha has come. Akasha Dvayuhu. From Akasha Vayu. Vayo Ragni. Agne Rapaha. Adhyah Prithvi. It keeps on going. Okay. So, this doubt will be there. So, initially we say, to fake it and make it, consider that there is a Brahman. Consider that the Jagat. Jagat, anyway, we know it. We don't have to be taught. We can see the transaction happening in this Jagat. And that is Mithya. Because it is ever changing. Ever changing compared to something which is stable, na? Call that stable stuff as that blessed Brahman. Usko udhar rehne do. Jo bhi hai udhar rehne do. समझा नहीं समझा तो भी रहने दो उधर. समझ में आ रहा है? Okay. Right. So he says, Nitya Vastu Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Iti Evam Rupaha Vinishchayaha. Only that Brahman is the Satyam, the rest everything is Mithya. Mithya Jnanam means, what is Mithya? Mithya is defined as whatever is the truth, not considering that and considering which is not the truth as the truth and going round and round around, that is called mithya. Delusion. जो सच नहीं है उसे सच मान के उसके गोल गोल घूम के हर चीज हमारा जिंदगी को उसका ही गोल लेके जाना, उसी को मिथ्या बोलते. Is it clear? एवं रूपम. Understand that these two are there. Vinishchaya, Visheshena Nishchaya. Be very, very crisp and clear about it and have discrimination on this. You should have the ability to discriminate, Nira, Kshira, segregate this mentally. That discrimination you should have. Brahma eva satyam, Jagat eva mithya, evam rupaha vinishchaya. Saha ayam nitya nitya vastu vivekaha samudahritaha. Understand, this is only called as Nitya Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekah. What is Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekah? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. Correct? Tad Vyatiriktam Sarvam Anityam. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Evam Rupaha Vinishchaya. That is Nitya Nitya Vastu Vivekah. Is it clear? Okay. Then he goes to the next one. Tadvairagyam jihasa. Tadvairagyam jihasa ya. Okay. Darshana Shravanadibihi Dehadi Brahma Paryante Hi Anitye Bhoga Vastuni. Hi Anitye, Hyanitye. Ikaram followed by Akaram together will become Yakaram. Hi Anitye. Don't say Hi Nitye. Hyanitye it is. Okay. Anitye Bhoga Vastuni. Tad Vairagyam Jihasa Ya. Okay. Understand what is Vairagyam. How? Darshana Shravanadibihi. What is Darshana Shravanadibihi? Darshana is to see. Shravana is to hear. Darshana Shravanadibihi is referring to what?
Upanishad.
No. It will not go that way.
Nitya Anitya Vastu.
Yeah, but Darshana Shravanadabihi is given, to my understanding, it is referring to Indriyas. Let me just have a look at it with some confirmation. It is Jnanendriya, Karmendriya. So, okay. Deha Adi Brahma Paryante Anitya Prapanchaha. Okay. How is the word understood? How do you see the previous sentence is referring to what? The previous shloka, it says Iti evam rupo vinishchayaha saha ayam nitya nitya vastu vivekaha brahma satyam jagad mithya. Okay. What have we to understand as Viveka? Brahman is Satyam and Jagat is Mithya. Brahma Satyam is a hypothesis given to us right now. We don't know what is this Brahman. Jagat we know because we are transacting with that world. But that Jagat is called Mithya. How do I know the Jagat? Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. With my Jnanendriya, I perceive the Jagat. With my Karmendriya, I act in the Jagat. Now, if this Jagat is a Mithya Vastu, that means what my Indriyas are perceiving and acting, they are also working on a Mithya Vastu. So these indriyas become mithya. समझ में आ रहा है? And he says exactly that. Darshana Shravanadibihi, Darshana Shravanadibihi means all the Jnanendriya and Karmendriya vastus. With these, Dehadi Brahma Pariyante, starting from my body to Brahmaji's body. Are you able to get this? Whatever is my perception with my Jnanendriya or actions from my Karmendriya, I am doing it in this world either to the dead world or to the alive world, which consists of my body to Brahmaji's body. The whole transaction in this world is either from my body up to Brahmaji's body, which means the whole Srishti. Correct? Says, Anitye Bhoga Vastuni. They are ever changing and they are Bhoga Vastuni only for experiencing. Sukha Dukkha Bhoga Vastuni or enjoyment, pleasure, pain, it is only for that. And that they will keep on changing. So, Tad Vairagyam Jihasaya. And hence, you need to have Vairagyam with it. You need to have that knowledge and maturity that they are anitya vastu, they are vishaya, they are bhoga vastu, they are capable of influencing me emotionally, logically, and that anityam is going to give me basically three problems. Correct? And better to be away from it. Are you able to get this? With this anitya bhoga vastuni, when we get connected, you have the three problems. And it terribly impacts us emotionally. Okay. Including Ishwara's Rupa, which is a bhoga vastu, if you get unduly attached, it is only going to create a problem for you. So, knowing this, tad vairagyam jihasaya. Okay, very intelligently give up the desire for all this transient enjoyment. Okay, which are the equipments either right from the mortal body or to Brahmaji's body. They are all transient and they are enjoyable instruments, nothing other than that. It is not going to give me Shashwatam Ananda. It is transient and hence it will have the three problems, and learn to detach from it. समझ में आ रहा है?
The reference to the Indriyas here as well.
Shravanadi. What does he mention? Darshana Shravanadibihi. Adibihi word itself says the rest. Because the world is known only through Darshana and Shravana. Sound, Rupa and sound. Main. After that, the rest are there. But how do you know the world? Is by seeing it or by hearing it. And then what happens? Sukha bhoga vastuni. These indriyas indulge in sukham. With what? With the bodies. It can be right from your body to Brahmaji's body. To get what? Anitya ashashvata sukham. A transient enjoyment. The desire for that, when you drop for this transient enjoyment, it is called vairagya. So what is being told? The previous shloka tells, first segregate, mentally segregate what is nitya vastu, anitya vastu. Anitya vastu is the complete vishaya or this complete prapancha or this complete jagat. Okay. What is the problem with the jagat? I can transact with the jagat only with my jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. My jnanendriyas and karmendriyas connect to the vishaya for enjoyment derived and to satisfy my desire. This satisfaction is transient. It is ever changing and it has got the three tags with it. Because it is transient, do not get attached to it. And this detachment from this transient upabhoga, which is getting defined because of Shravana and Darshana Adi, this Vishaya, that detachment is called Vairagya. Step by step he is going on. Anitya Vastu, it is dependent. This Anitya Vastu I understand because of my Jnanendriya and Karmendriya. This Jnanendriya and Karmendriya connects with the Anitya Vastu called the Vishaya, and there is Upabhoga of it. Correct? This Upabhoga of this Anitya Vastu can be right from my body to Brahmaji's body, which are all Anitya Vastu. And they are transient. They are ever changing. They are not Shashvatam. Hence, do not get attached to it, detach from this particular thing, which means you have to consider that this Upabhoga will continuously be there till your life is there. Transaction with your Jnanendriya and Karmendriya will continue to be there even if you are a Jnani or an Ajnani till you die. The only difference is the Ajnani gets attached to it and gives it a lot of importance. The Jnani does not even get attached and does not give any importance to it. So what is detachment vairagya? Not running away. Jagan Mithyatva means I close my eyes, I don't want to see the Jagat, I don't want to hear the Jagat. That is not told. Continue that the way it is, let it be on without getting attached to it. That means move everything which is a compulsion to a preference. I have certain set of preference. The moment you say preference, if I get it, I am okay. If I don't get it, still I am okay. Otherwise, if that attachment is there, if I need to get it hook or crook. And if I don't get it, all the three problems is there. If I get it, the three problems are again there. Are we able to get this? So Vairagya is matured desires, detached desires. That means we are not killing the desire. The desires are there, but I am not attached to that desire. So if I like sweets and I am a jnani and someone comes and gives me payasam, I will very well have it. But if the next person doesn't bring the payasam, I will not say, oh, you should have got payasam. Then I am attached. Doesn't matter. Mila, तुम्हें ना नहीं बोलने वाला, I am going to have it. No problem. Because it has now become my preference. It is not a compulsion. And preferences does not bring any of the bindings.
So the three problems were atripti,
Atriptikaratvam, bandhakatvam, dukkha mishritatvam. Is it clear? Okay. So Viveka and Vairagya we have seen. Now, furthermore, Vairagya is going to be taught. Let us understand that in the next class. There is more details about it. But he first says of the basic things which are bhoga vastuni, transaction starts, and there we need to have, because they are indeed anitya, slowly bring detachment to it, and when that detachment is paripurna, not running away, not keeping it aside, not that I will not see it, even in its presence, I have absolutely no problem. I am very comfortable in its presence. I can coexist with it without it hampering me. Like the lotus can coexist with the muck. The muck, lotus always grows in the muck. That is why it is called pankaja. Panka means muck. Okay, and still the muck does not impact it. The sandalwood trees are always infested with snakes, poisonous snakes. But sandalwood does not get impacted by it. So even in spite of whatever is the setup, it does not upset me. Is called Vairagya. Simple. I don't run away from the setup. I just do not value the setup. But I be in the setup and I transact in the setup. Without getting, most important, upset. If you can be in the setup without getting upset, that is Vairagya. Simple formula. Is it clear? Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Dhanyavada. Namaskar. Yeah.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಸರ್.
धन्यवाद.